Good afternoon, dear students. So today is 6th April 2021, and as per our timetable for the students of MA Semester 2 Social Sector and Environment paper, yesterday I told you about the linkage between economy and environment. And today I will deal a topic entitled Importance of Ecosystem Services and Functions in Economic Development and Eradication of Poverty. So the linkage between environment and economy itself narrated the importance of ecosystem, students. And then you can say that ecosystem services are the benefits to people from nature. And these benefits include food, water purification, carbon sequestration, soil stabilization, recreation, cultural values, and many things more. Okay, so ecosystem services are the benefits nature provides to human well-being. And that's exactly yesterday I told you about when I was explaining you about linkage between environment and economy. Because we depend on nature for our survival. Without healthy ecosystems, our drinking water isn't clean, nor is the air we breathe. And also, students, we also enjoy nature. Study shows that people who spend time in nature tend to be happier than those that didn't. So this is the introductory part of the importance of ecosystem. But when we bifurcate it, then the first is the importance is boundless benefits. That means understanding nature in economic terms, while not perfect, allows us to put everything into the same comparison unit. And despite nature being such an integral part of the human existence, it is sometimes an afterthought in today's economy. And nature and money are often on competing terms. So to make a more level playing field, environmental economics have tried to bridge this gap by placing a monetary value on the benefits nature provides. So this is boundless benefits from ecosystem. And the students, a recent study estimated the combined benefits of nature to people at well over 100 trillion US dollar per year. So to put this in perspective, the top 50 most profitable companies globally combined to make just under 10 trillion US dollar per year. So this is the valuation of ecosystem. And then second, we can say this is the foundation for sustainable development. This is a very much importance of ecosystem, because ecosystem services help measure the true cost of industrial development. Often the impact industrial development has on the economy and job creation overshadows the cost it will have on surrounding takes. That is forest, keystone species, and so on. So students, assigning a dollar value to these lakes and forest and the ecosystem services they provide helps adjust the cost benefit analysis by evaluating the negative effects development will have on the natural environment. So this is second importance. And third is this is also essential for our survival. So whether you live in rural Newfoundland or downtown in Los Angeles in America or Kolkata and Bombay in India, our dependence on ecosystem services is the same. As a society, we depend on healthy ecosystem and to do many things to purify the air so we can breathe it properly, sequester carbon for climate regulation, cycle nutrients so we have access to clean drinking water without costly infrastructure, and pollinate our crops, we didn't go hungry. So this is just introductory part of the importance of ecosystem. And then comes the role of poverty. So students, we all know the vicious circle of poverty. And you can see the poverty always degrade environment. And from this we are here to begin. And then vice versa. Even environmental degradation increase poverty. So this is a vicious circle of poverty and environmental degradation which we should and we must address. Okay. So responding on the environmental threats, we can see and we can say the demand for environmental quality is a luxury because the poor are too busy thinking about basic survival to concern themselves with environmental issues. And this is the ability to respond to such demands is a dependent on aggregate wealth, economic prosperity and technological sophistication allow nations to react to environmental challenges. And third is ergo, that is environmentalism is the exclusive concern of the rich in the advanced industrial nations. So this is relationship between poverty and environmental degradation. And then we understand the responses, then we can say that out of concern for nature as a source of culture, spiritual, social and economic value, to mitigate anthropogenic influences on the natural environment, for pollution, resource depletion, extinction of species, and to reduce the impacts of environmental changes on human societies by saying health impacts, livelihoods needs and well-being. So these are all the understanding the responses of poverty and environment. And this all is the question rises that are these concerns exclusively found in rich nations? So we have to raise these questions when we are talking about the issue of poverty. Okay. And then students, views on poverty environmental linkage, we can see that conventional wisdom says that deterministic relationship is if one is poor, then one degrades the environment. And poverty is negatively related to sustainable development. That is short time horizon of the poor. And then we can say that policy that is need for economic growth to break the downward spiral as per World Bank report in 1992 that is said that poverty always increases environmental degradation. Okay, so this is exact relationship we have to establish while talking of this topic. And what is the alternative perspective? You can say that there is a political economy which says that why are people poor? And poor are proximate causes, and that is global, that is inequalities as the ultimate causes. Evidences that the poor can do care for the environmental, effective environmental stewardship. And the poor are environmental activists, new social and ecological movements, that is grassroots political action. And then we can say about the policy that should remove inequalities. And then we can say that inequality, or within bracket you can say it power and wealth, is also cause of increasing environmental degradation. So we have established how poverty and inequality exaggerate the environmental degradation. And student, then we can talk about the market and institutional failure. That we have to talk about price signals that preserves subsidies or taxes, tenure policies that talks about property rights, legal framework, implementation capacity, competing policy demands, and then policy says that we have to correct this market or institutional failure. And then the graph says and the flow diagram says that policy imperfection also increase environmental degradation. So students, we should remind and remember that poverty, inequality, and policy imperfection always degrade the environment. Okay, and then let us talk about the reversing the causality, which says the dependence of the poor on natural resources for the livelihood. Impact of internal and external pressure is to undermine the sustainability of the local resource base. And then policy says that improved environmental sustainability as a poverty alleviation strategy. And here situation changes. We can see that environmental degradation also increase poverty. So this is vice versa relationship. And then multiply dimensions of well-being through physical, financial, and resources. Human resources focus on education and health. Natural resources focus on ecosystem services. Political resources focus on democracy and accountability. Social or cultural resources focus on network, norms, relationships. And then theory says that this is sustainable livelihoods. These all are the factors of sustainable livelihoods. And student, lastly, I could understand with this sustainable livelihood framework, you can see that this is a vulnerability context, shocks, trends, and season, which directly related with these livelihood capital assets, that is physical, social, humans, natural, and financial. And this itself relates with policies, that is institutions, structure involved with government and private sector, and all the processes which includes laws, policies, culture, and institutions. And this ultimately correlates with livelihood and capital assets. Okay, and ultimately, the students, this all relates with this vulnerability context, which create shocks, trends, and seasons. Okay, and students, this all related with each other. This is a correlational analysis. Okay, and ultimately we can see that this enhance the livelihood outcomes through sustainable use of INR base, income, well-being, reduced vulnerability, and food security. And ultimately this is related with the livelihood capital assets. So this is a sustainable livelihood framework which says that we have to link between environmental degradation and poverty. We have to link between poverty and environmental degradation, and we have to take care of both together for the sake of sustainable development. Thank you.